Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Woodpeckers Deep Dive. My name is Jeff Farris. Welcome to Woodpeckers Model Shop, and today we're going to take a closer look at Woodpeckers setup block set. We've also got some exciting news about the setup blocks. This has been a one-time tool 3 or 4 times over the years. Now it's a permanent product, so you can order this whenever you need it. I'm going to show you today some of the tricks about how to get the most out of it. Okay, let's get started. So Woodpeckers setup blocks are available in 3 different sets. This is what we call the Jumbo Deluxe set. It is everything. We have these 19, and then in the lower level, we have the original 13-piece set of fractionals and the 10-piece metric set. So if you want to buy just the smaller set, the 13-piece set, with these, there are combinations where you can hit every 32nd fraction just by using stacks of the blocks. Same thing with the metric set. You can stack those up as well to hit anything you want. There's both a 1/2 and a 6.5 so that you can hit 1/2 millimeter measurements as well. What the 19-piece completer set does for you is take away some of the stacking when you are doing fractionals. There's, all the in-between fractions are in the completer set. So you can buy just the 13-piece set in a plastic molded case. You can buy the 13-piece set and the 10-piece set in 2 separate cases. Or you can buy the complete set in either a plastic case or a sustainer like this one. So that's how you can get a hold of one of these. Let's take a look at some of the features and what we're using it for. So each one of the blocks is 1/2 of an inch wide, 4 inches long, and then the thickness is what's marked on the face. Now, when you pick the 1/4 inch one up, that's pretty easy to see. Where you can run into a little bit of a problem is the ones that are almost square. You pick that up, and determining which is the 1/2 inch side and which is the 15/32 side can be a little tricky. But it's really simple. For whatever dimension that you're trying to use, you always use the engraving as one of the sides. So that's 15/32. So you're always using the engraving to hit the dimensions that are printed on the piece. Now, one of the most useful blocks in the set is the biggest one. This one is 1 inch thick, 2 inches wide, and 4 inches long. Now, we can stack that up as well, and it's the one you'll use most of the time when you're building a stack. If I want 4.5 inches, well, there's 4 and there's a 1/2. So I can put that between anything and end up with a 4.5 inch measurement. If I want 2.5, there's 2.5. If I want 1.5, there's 1.5. So we can use that 1, 2, 4 block as the foundation for any dimension that we want. Now, the same thing is true with our metric set. We have the 25, 50, 100, which is very close to 1 by 2 by 4. This is 25 millimeters thick, 50 millimeters wide, 100 millimeters long. And we can use that in the same way to stack up. If we need 102, it's right there. If we need 52, it's right there. If we need 27, it's right there. Now, one of my favorite places to use the setup blocks is at the table saw. Anytime you try and measure the depth of cut on a table saw, their problem is finding that exact top dead center. But it's so simple with the setup blocks. Let me show you. So the beauty of this is top dead center. We have 4 inches here to work with to find our top dead center. So I can put that on there, and we're going to drop the saw down and get it in the ballpark. And when we think we've got it close, I'll start rotating the blade. Now that looks like this tooth right here is at the top of the arc, right about there. And I'm just a fuzz too high, so we'll drop that down just a tiny little bit. Now it feels just right. So now, as that travels through the top of the arc, it's right at the top of the block. This is so much simpler than it is with a rule or a tape measure. Now we're at the router table, and we're going to take a look at this. This is a really good example of recognizing that the engraving is going to tell you the dimension that you want. Okay, because I don't use millimeters a lot. So, you know, recognizing what is 18 millimeters, that's a little under 3/4 of an inch. That's not 18 millimeters. That's 18 millimeters. If you're looking at the engraving, that's the dimension that you're measuring to. All right, so I need to go up just a little bit more to get my dovetail bit right at the thickness of 3/4 inch Baltic birch plywood. 3/4 inch Baltic birch is exactly 18 millimeters, just like that. Now at the drill press, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of measuring how deep we're going to drill, we're going to measure how much material we're going to leave underneath the bit. It's a lot easier that way. So I'm going to take my setup block, I'm going to put it under the bit, I'm going to bring that down until it just touches, and then I'm going to lock my spindle and then set the stops. Now when I unlock that, the quill will always feed down to the same point. Hey folks, thanks so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Woodpeckers setup blocks. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know about every one of our videos right when they come out. Now, if you would like to see the product video about the setup blocks, there's a link right over here. And if you'd like to go straight to the ordering page on our website, there's a link down below in the description. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time on Woodpeckers Deep Dive.